Hello, welcome to part 2 of my question and answer video. It got a little bit long and I have a feeling that these questions coming up are going to be a little bit long, so I wanted to make a second part. I have my laptop over here to the side. I have my poodle sitting on my legs right underneath the camera, and I'm going to go ahead and answer the rest of your guys' questions. Thank you to those who ask questions over on TikTok and on Instagram. I appreciate it, and I hope that you find this fun and informational. This next one gets a little bit more into the mental health side of trying to conceive. Love0626 says, ever been depressed, ever faked a smile when crying under the blanket, ever felt so down? Short answer is yes. I don't really know anybody who has never felt depressed or down or sad, especially when trying to conceive. This is a super difficult process, and sometimes it takes much longer than you thought it would take, which would make anyone feel upset. That's one of the reasons that I started doing my TikTok videos, when I was feeling very lonely and very down about everything, and like it wasn't happening for me, but it was happening for everybody else in my life, and I was feeling really depressed about that. So I thought that making the TikToks, 1, would document my journey, which would be cool to look back on, and 2, would give me some sort of community and some support and people I could talk to that weren't my friends that I see every day, so that I keep kind of that part separate from my life, and I wouldn't have to answer questions every time I saw my coworkers or my friends or family members. And it's been really nice having that and having a supportive community. But yes, I've totally been depressed. I mean, even through this whole journey, there's days that's really difficult and I don't feel like doing this anymore, and I don't feel like trying, and I don't feel motivated or optimistic. And then it swings back around, and then I feel excited and I'm ready to try again. So yes, I don't know anybody who hasn't. And these next 2 questions kind of go with that. Stacy B94 asked, what keeps you going? I don't know if I have like an exact answer for that of what keeps me going, but I think just the thought of having the baby, of what I want my future to look like and what I envision it to be. I envision my husband and I having a family. I envision us having kids. I envision everything that comes with kids, the pregnancy, the labor and birth, having an infant, having a toddler, a child, all of that, just family vacations and dance recitals and whatever other activities they like to do. And I just picture all those moments, and that's what keeps me going, is trying to remember why I'm doing this and why I'm putting myself through all of this stress and pressure and difficulties, is to have a family of our own, which has been a goal of mine for a very long time. So trying to keep that in mind is what keeps me going. Next question is kind of similar, from Lauren Manikai. What do you do to cope with trying to conceive? Self-care. I do a lot of things. I haven't been doing enough, and I'm trying to work on that. I just recently started seeing my own therapist, which I believe is going to be helpful. My dog's growling. I haven't really been to too many sessions yet, so I can't say one way or the other, but just having a space where I can talk about it and talk about my feelings and have some empathy with that definitely feels helpful. Also, making the TikToks kind of is a way that I have self-care. It gives me a connection to other people. It lets people talk with me and I can talk with them and kind of share experiences. And when I'm feeling lonely and like nobody can relate, it's a really good outlet to have that support and have that community, and that's been super helpful. Sometimes though, it's not helpful. Sometimes when I'm feeling really down about it, going on different social medias and seeing people who are pregnant and who are happy, while that's super great, it sometimes makes me feel down about myself and where I'm at in my journey. So sometimes just getting off social media is helpful, and having either a date night with my husband or watching TV or taking a bubble bath, things like that. So I try to keep a balance of social media time and not social media time, which I am not always good at. Also got some questions over on Instagram, so thank you for that. First one is from Courtney J. Winterbottom. She asked, what would you recommend to help conceive? Things you have tried and liked/didn't like. Unfortunately, I've never been pregnant before, so I can't really say what would work or what has worked for me, because nothing has. But in terms of things that I've tried and that I've liked/didn't like, I really like the ovulation prediction kits. I use the easy at home ones, and I also use the Pre-Mom app, and I take pictures of those with the app, and then it gives me a graph and a chart and all kinds of different helpful, useful information. I've really liked that. That's given me a lot of empowerment over what happens with my body and makes me feel more in control of what's going on. Even though I can't control it, I can figure out what's happening when. And it also gives me stuff to show my doctor, data and proof of what's actually going on with my body. I also have liked doing my temperature, my basal body temperature in the morning. I take it every day. I've taken it every day for like 8 months probably now. And while it can be annoying sometimes, I literally fall asleep with a thermometer in my mouth, so it's really not that big of a deal. Yes, I have to wake up earlier on days where I could sleep, but I just take my temperature, put it in my chart, and then fall back asleep usually. So it's not that big of a deal. And it's really given me a lot of useful information, and it's not that hard to implement. Things I haven't liked. I don't know if there's really anything I haven't liked. I think I haven't really tried too many things. I take a prenatal vitamin, but I haven't tried any kind of like supplements or anything like that. I haven't really tried anything else. And our last question is from My Little Dogs. She asked, favorite hobby, baby names you won't use? I always love those, LOL. I am a huge fan of baby names. One of my hobbies, which goes along with this question, is actually answering baby names. So on like Baby Center and on Nameberry, they have baby name forums, which I think I'm strange because I've never heard of anybody else who does this, but since like middle school, like 7th grade, I've been on those forums and I have been helping people choose baby names and answering questions. It's for some reason a hobby of mine and I really enjoy it. So if y'all need help with any baby names, I'm here. Well, let me know. But names I won't use, let me scroll up in my little list here. I have so many names that I love and that I want to use. Some that are on my list, but I don't think we would actually use. I like the name Louise a lot, but I don't think I would use it for a first name. I think I would use it for a middle name. It feels more middle name-like to me. Also for a girl, I like the name Sloane. We've like binge watched Grey's Anatomy. We have not done yet, so don't spoil anything. But Sloane is one of the characters my husband liked, and I think it's a cute name. I would use it for a boy or a girl, but I don't know if it's actually one that we would use because it doesn't really fit in with like the style of my other names. I really love the name Evangeline. I think it's beautiful. I think it's such a cute name. It has some cute nicknames. It's just a beautiful name. But I know that people say it a lot of different ways, and so I feel like that makes me not want to use it because people say Evangeline, some people say Evangeline, and I like it said a certain way, so I would not want to be constantly correcting people on the pronunciation. As far as boy names, I'm scrolling down my list, hold on. I have Davis on here. It honors some family members, and I really would like to honor those family members, but my husband is not a huge fan of the name Davis, so I don't know if it would be one we could use because he's not a huge fan of it. There's a lot of boy names that I like, but I don't know if I would actually use the names like when we actually have a kid. It's gonna be interesting because I've had this name list for so long that when we actually have a kid, I wonder if I'm gonna feel the same way about these names or if it's gonna change. Those of you that do have kids, did you stick with the names that you wanted originally, or once you got pregnant, did you change your mind and didn't even use any of the names? Like Axel, I think that's a cool name. Axel's a really cool name. I like X's in names, it's short, pairs well with a lot of middle names that I like. But I don't know if I could see myself actually like using it for a child that I had. I don't know. There's a lot of names. Maybe I could do like a whole video about names. That's something you guys would be interested in. That is it for the questions. Thank you so much to everybody who answered. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully everybody stuck around for the 2 parts of the video and it wasn't as overwhelming having like a 30-minute video all in one chunk. Follow me on all of my social medias if you don't already. I have TikTok, which is where I post the most. I'm loving making the TikTok videos. I'm making more now, showing some different parts of my life, which has been fun. And I also have Instagram, which I've been trying to post on more often and engage a little bit more with people. I just passed 200 followers on there, so woohoo. And of course, if you're not following me on here, please follow so that I can continue to make fun content and share different aspects of my life. Thanks for sticking around. See you later. Since my poodle's still here, let's see if I can film her without everything falling to the depth. No, hold on. Y'all are stuck. I don't know how to undo you from the... Okay, there we go. Hey, this little thing. She's just sleeping, just chilling. This is Noelle. Noelle is a sweet baby. You say hello?